Testing 1, 2. Hey!
Boy, hell no.
Okay. Alright, today I'm doing a tier list on Monster Hunter World weapons. We just gonna get right into it. First icon is what? Gun lance. I'm not really a lance user all like that. And from what I can tell, it's a more advanced version of the lance. But it has this very defensive situations where it's useful in a 4-player team. So it isn't a bad weapon, but we're gonna do it based on my opinion and I guess my experience overall. So I didn't really use it all like that. I gotta put this one in D. Alright, but I don't want to do another lance. Let's shuffle it a little bit. Alright, heavy bowgun. I played with it for a little while. I see the appeal and everything, but it's just too slow. But on certain monsters, it does do crazy amounts of damage. But it's just too slow. The fire rate, it really depends on your build too. So it's not even like you can't move a lot, but you're doing a lot of damage. That's not even always the case. So. And it takes a lot of resources, a bunch of reloads that aren't very fast, and but I have used it before and I have liked it before. I'll give it a C. Great sword. This is the first weapon I cling to, but I'm not gonna say it's an S tier. At least not in my experience. But it is a go-to weapon when you're struggling with the game and you kind of just want to mow through the next monster. It has its drawbacks, but those are drawbacks that I can deal with. So for me, that's a solid A. Oh my god, they want me to rank this lance. Even though I shuffled it, it still ended up back over here. Okay, regular lance. I have used the regular lance before. But it's like you just shimmying back and forth or whatever. And poke. The best thing, the most fun a lance is for me is when you use it to run across the stage. It's basically a sprint. But that has nothing to do with the mission at hand. So we got Raider Ride now. That's it's basically obsolete to even call that a plus. So I'm gonna put it in C. I'm putting it in C with the heavy bowgun. Light bowgun. Now this one is one of my favorites, without a doubt. It's a faster, more mobile version. It's like you're playing shotgun basically. And it still takes resources. Of course a gun is gonna take resources for you to manage, like bullets and stuff like that. They do have the infinite, normal ammo, but to get the best out of bowguns, you gotta put some resources into it. So I think the light bowgun is something everybody can get into, but it isn't broken. So I'm putting in B. It's the bow. I don't even gotta think about this one. This is an S tier for me. Yes, you give up defensive, like you give up your defensive abilities for evasion, but you're always constantly shooting and moving, and that just feels good in any game you play. And you have a small amount of resources you can use to, paralyze the monster and stuff like that. The powders and stuff. Then you got some with elements built into them. It's solid for me. I feel like if I can't face the problem head on, I can run from it. Like, that's a pretty good solution. The only problem is if you get hit by the wrong monster, you're pretty much dead. Which you shouldn't be trying to get hit by the monster anyway, in my opinion. So S tier for me. Insect Glaive. Alright, that's a D, big dog. That's a D. For people who like to mount the monster, I probably just disrespected somebody, but I feel like you can mount a monster as long as you just try enough times. I've seen other weapon classes mount the monster just as much as the glaive users. I guess if you like flying high in the sky or whatever, that's not for me. I'm more of a shimmy or not shimmy, dodge, roll, shoot, which is why I like bow. So that's a D for me. Plus, I don't really use it that much, but just looking at the gameplay and trying it out for myself 1 or 2 times, I'm like, insect glaive is not for me. Hunting horn, not for me. It's clearly a support weapon, but if you look at it like, cause I do a lot of solo hunts, so in a solo hunt, instead of picking the hunting horn, I could just put choral orchestra on my palico. This thing, it don't have no appeal to me. I think if 4 people buff each other, but even then, they probably got a cap on it. I doubt 4 people with hunting horns are gonna go on a hunt, unless that's just the vibe of the day. Practically, this doesn't work, so that's a D tier for me. Hammer. Hammer's heavy like the great sword. It gets the job done. It's made. You're supposed to hit the monster in the head with it to build up the stun power or whatever. It gets the job done, and it's pretty appealing. I give it a B. Dual blades. Dual blades is the physical version of the bow. It's my other go-to weapon when range shots just ain't working. You could just sit there and slash all day. That's S for me. I think anybody can get into that, and you can get in any monster that you're struggling with. You can kill it with this, unless it's like Val Hazak or something, where it's got poison surrounding it or something. Other than that, no ailments. You just go right in there and kill them with dual blades. What is this? Switch axe? Don't really use it that much, but it does have like a damage appeal to it. I'll put it in C. Not because I feel like it has like a. I feel like I would gravitate to it more than I would the stuff that's in D. Like, if I wanted to speed run a certain monster, I'll learn like one build with it, and I think it's good for special case scenarios. It's not like an all around weapon for me. Okay, iron. I guess it's called iron sword or iron katana. I think it's an A. It's an A. Now, I didn't use it a lot, but I like how you can lure the monster and do counter attacks on it. For what I played, it's pretty. It can be straightforward or it can be technical, and I think that's really good. So that's an A for me. Sword and shield. Honest to God, it's an S. It's an S, but I'm putting it in A. I'm putting it in A because, I mean, it can do. It's a jack of all trades. A jack of all trades is never like top tier. It just isn't. It can do everything, but it doesn't do it great. It can mount the monster like the glaive. It has mobility like a light weapon, but you get defensive. You get defense in your moveset too with the shield. It's a little bit of everything. Not only do I think people can get into it, I think when you hit the skill ceiling with it, it's very good. So I'm putting it in A. And this is the charge blade. I think I'm going to say the same thing I said with the switch axe. But the only difference is, instead of physical damage, the elemental damage was where it's just like a special case scenario. And I would just put it in C. So that's it. I think the bow and dual blades is top tier in feeling. I think they're good speed run weapons too. Everything about the S tier weapons I like, hands down. A tier weapons, I think they're very good, especially if you know them. They're very good, and I think they're easy to get into. So they have skill about them, and they're very easy. B tier, I think they get the job done. I don't hate them. I don't love them. but I don't think you can go wrong with them either. C tier is either special case or I barely played it, and then D tier, these weapons, they have no value to me. Maybe with the Iceborne patch, I know they added like extra attacks with the clutch claw and stuff, and you know that ups the mobility of the heavier guys. But still, I'm gonna keep it G because I played more World than Iceborne. I just completed Iceborne not too long ago, to be honest, and I still haven't really explored all the things. I haven't done any of the free title updates or anything like that. But I want to thank you guys for watching. That has been my Monster Hunter World weapons tier list. Leave a like on the video, and as always, I'll see you guys later.